Good evening. It's shuffle night. So, count out. Got them all ready to go. We're starting off with a conceited male that's going through some elevation sickness after committing a blue-collar crime. They didn't want you to be patient. Or I guess they couldn't be patient. That's why they committed said blue-collar crime. Something to do with a barn / a farmhouse, a male informant, some paranormal activity. Spirit says everyone has free will, though. And they didn't want anyone to ever know that you were innocent. Spirit saying they need an exorcism. They were sleeping with the enemy, trying to take your destiny or destiny swap with you. They wanted you to be forgotten or erased. Spirit says they were drowning you on purpose, and now it's blowing up in their face. There's something about an abuse of power that comes into play here. Spirit says that their bad attitude is kind of blowing up in their face right now, and they shouldn't have put all their eggs in one basket. Something to do with some swingers in the reverse, and trying to stop you from being able to move towards any new partnerships. Spirit saying they were supposed to destroy you and get ready to embrace some change, because for every action comes a greater reaction, kind of thing. Basically it's being returned. They were hurt, so they wanted to hurt you. The Spirit says you have a resilience that doesn't quit. You're stepping into your divinity, and they were committing crimes against humanity. They're now ready to talk. Something about some fresh intentions and an open heart. Spirit saying they were in it for all the wrong reasons. Misery loves company. Basically, try to use Darvo tactics on you. If you don't know what Darvo is, look up Darvo. Spirit saying they were watching you, but they didn't realize that you were watching them better. Oh, but something about some public transit and hidden secrets. They didn't want you to ever be able to be seen. Spirit says you're putting your foot down because you're burned out. They're trying to stay elusive, and trying to use your own words against you, basically. Sending some bad omens. Stuck feeling sorry for themselves. Spirit says their attention-seeking ways is kind of biting them in the ass now. And you were just here trying to have your earthly experience. Now they're trying to get you out of character, but you're no longer matching energy. They didn't want you to be able to receive the fruits of your labor. Basically, they wanted you to do all the work while they just reaped it in. Spirit says your healing scares the shit out of them. They're at a loss for words. They were set out on revenge. They're still refusing to learn their lesson. Tried sending some spiritual warfare, something about a male singer. Some gang affiliation that's in the reverse. They're now getting sick. They tried to send some false love items using strategic word placement. Spirit says they were getting readings on you, and it was we don't get readings on other people without their permission, now do we? They tried reaping your soul, and Spirit said to that too. Alright, so we now have a sick feminine. Your abundance is coming in. Because this feminine got, I guess they wanted you to be sick feminine, and Spirit said, so now you're about to get your abundance. All the illusions are coming to an end. They're no longer living in the past. Something to do with the game of life and them now being stressed to the max. Spirit's telling you to meditate. That they were trying to divide and conquer you. And Spirit says that they were telling people that you were big-headed, but that it is a healthy, quiet, not big-headed confidence. Something about some stolen assets that are in the reverse, and they wanted to always keep you in a state of overstimulation. A nurse or someone that may work in a doctor's office is now in the reverse after refusing to change. Spirit is saying, pity the food. They'll make fun of you, and now it's blowing up in their face. Spirit saying, it's okay. Forgive them. Let go. Let God. Let them handle it, basically. They tried to stop communication, and that's now blowing up in their face. They tried to frame you, and Spirit said, did that too. Let's see. Oh, I guess you're not giving them the reaction that they wanted. They've been watching for physical reactions or something. Maybe they're stalking your videos to see if everything's working, but it ain't. And yes, they're not going through an ego death. Spirit says same shit, different day. They didn't want you to ever come back from the dead, a Gemini, and look for the one who always plays the fool. They didn't know. They didn't realize you had psychic abilities. Guess I didn't realize you had psychic abilities. Something about the state school that's in the reverse, a Capricorn, and a slow spiritual burn. A crime of passion, a side piece in the reverse. Did it all for someone else. Tried to backdoor you. Something about New York. New Year's or New Year's Eve, New York. The Spirit says you're never alone. You offered them a get out of jail free card, and they still, oof. Spirit said you used pure wit through all of this and remained cautious. Capricorn again. You're problem solving against a power struggle and a cult leader that's in the reverse. Spirit saying they didn't think that you would ever go, and that you're no longer holding yourself back. Your spiritual awakening kind of set off a trigger of events. Something about some video evidence blowing up in their face, an evil ex-wife in the reverse, public in the reverse, I guess so. Something they were probably doing in private. Something about some spiritual court, and they didn't want people to think that you mattered. Spirit said they're still trying. You know what? Hold on. Spirit says they're still trying to intimidate you and create unfortunate circumstances, but it's not going to work. Something about the past and the actions speak louder than words. A lawsuit and something about some divine wrath and karmic energies. Spell work backfires. Don't send spell work at people. Yo, what? They didn't want you to ever do the right thing or speak up. It says doing experimental karmic spell work, and that one's in reverse, so that's like 2 almost in a row, y'all. Wow. Spirit saying their access has been denied, but yours is being granted. And wait, that wasn't you. Destiny swap failed. Something about a lover with some special interest now in the reverse. They thought you were stupid, Spirit says. They didn't want you to be able to go into the next generation. They did too much. A Taurus female, an Aries male, that thing no one wants to talk about, some sudden changes, trying to send in some flying monkeys, trying to take the lead. Spirit saying that they wanted you to self-destruct, but they're actually the ones that's self-destructing. You're getting your hard-earned respect. They're still being nosy. Spirit says their happiness hating is biting them in the ass, and their bad deals is biting them in the booty. Something about being clean and just physical, but messy in the spiritual. They're still having a hard time moving on. Spirit said they were telling people that you were emotionally immature, but they're kind of emotionally stunted themselves. There's a Taurus male in the reverse, and to tell y'all that we're all given free will. Something about a barber and a job loss, and something about being in the closet on the DL. And Spirit says you can run, but you can't hide. Something to do with the Illuminati. And them taking their time they've run out of time, is what Spirit said. And they also ran out of ideas, I guess. Something about some pawn shops. And misery loving company. This in the reverse. Committed mail fraud. So they commit some mail fraud, and it's blowing up, I guess. And Spirit says that they're trying to come up with some new ways of thinking, but it ain't working. I guess you're keeping them on their toes. So there's that. Alright, well, have a great rest of your evening.